Yeah.
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 Oh. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Anand, and my presentation is an extension of what we are doing at Dial. Uh, Herman just explained the overview of what we are focusing on Dial. That is mainly utilizing available technologies, uh, existing solutions, low-cost solutions, and reconfiguring them for various real-life conditions. So I'll be focusing on, in this talk, I'll be focusing on IoT-based devices for non-critical support in hospitals. So first of all, in the present day, present time, health informatics, low-cost solutions, off-the-shelf technologies, and digital caring environments are coming up very fast, and they are very timely for evaluating patient safety and hospital performance. This has been specially this need has been specially brought into light considering the current SARS COVID pandemic, because it has suddenly plunged the whole global healthcare infrastructure into a very pressurized environment, and there's a lot of chaos around. So the big question is, can we employ and adapt the existing methodologies and technical solutions so that rapid development of IoT-based solutions focusing mainly on the healthcare sector, uh, not exactly for patient monitoring, but mainly monitoring of uh, non-critical non-life-threatening parameters, or even monitoring the health of the devices which monitor the patients. Can we take this up? So as the present day literature goes, lots of work is being done in the domain of smartphone imaging. Like they're working on smartphones for imaging nanoparticle and viruses, and then they're attempting imaging of DNA molecules using smartphones. There is even smart glasses for diagnostic purposes. And then with these technologies mostly are self-sufficient. They do not need any external hardware, and they have features such as they are voice controlled, they track spatiotemporal disease data sets and personal medical condition of the wearer, as well as the glasses are focused on. However, the interesting point is, although IoT is being used in a lot of ways for addressing the healthcare scenario, but there is still a huge gap in terms of fully utilizing the possibilities that IoT has to offer in the context of healthcare industry. So there is still a large gap, and towards that we are focusing our demonstrator, the healthcare demonstrator. This will be focusing on three broad deliverables. The first one will be digital solution identification and prioritization of what we can attempt to give. Second would be the low cost demonstrator for a IoT based solution that can be easily reconfigured using our existing solutions we have for hospital based environments. And third is joint proposal development, which could be pitched in for maybe venues like Innovate UK. So towards the first deliverable, we had a master student, Moritz, who did his thesis on, part of his thesis was on Hospital 4.0, and he did extensive interviews with various clinical engineers, clinicians, nurses, and other healthcare professionals at the Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge. And this, our shoestring project also ran a requirements gathering workshop. So this was mainly done to identify and collect the hospital requirements that can be that can benefit from what existing technological solutions we have built for manufacturing technologies. So as part of the interviews, the main broad themes were based on equipment maintenance, logistics, facility management, and such kind of topics. The schedules were mainly, the interviews were mainly 1:1 personal meetings spread across 30 minutes. and these were recorded. The targeted interviews were two clinical engineers, few nurses, few estate managers, one CIO. So based on whatever feedback we gathered from these interviews, we outlined the interview category into two parts. One is the nursing staff and another is the clinical engineer. And as you can see, there are two columns, like what is needed, which is directly derived from the interviews. And the last most column, the third column, outlines what we, at present, we have at the Shoestring project, the demos which are ready at the Shoestring project. For example, if you see that stock management is a very big problem in hospitals. So the Shoestrings QR inventory tracking, which Harman demonstrated previously, and augmented reality based status viewer, these can be easily reconfigured for hospital based stock management. So for starters in the hospital-based environment, we'll be focusing mainly on the equipment utilization part. This will be benefiting from our capacity monitoring demonstrator. These are a few interview extracts. Sorry. These are a few interview extracts from the clinical engineers at Addenbrooks. So their main summary of these huge extracts was like, the need is what is the device utilization. Like you have various devices, you have ECG monitors, blood pressure sensors, you have ultrasonic sensors, and like lots of medical infrastructure and devices in hospitals. So what is the device utilization, where is the device located, and do the devices need any kind of maintenance? So these were the main concerns from the clinical engineers. So now jumping to what we have as a demonstrator at Shoestring, in our Shoestring project, we work on the concept of building blocks. A building block is a small entity, like a fully functional self-sufficient entity. For example, we call this a power building block, and it consists of a current sensor, a basic conditioning circuitry, an Arduino unit, and then wireless interface. As you can see, I've hooked up the power sensor to this mixer grinder, and this is non-intrusive. Like you do not need to, break open the mixer or tamper with the wiring or anything. You just clamp it on, and the data from the Arduino boards is transferred to the MQTT servers on the Raspberry Pi, and then you have various database storages on the Pi, and the whole data can be live visualized. The condition can be monitored remotely on browsers. So this is one building block, which is the power building block. Similarly, we have another one, which is the RFID building block. So as you can see, there are two cards. One is a smart card kind of thing, which is maybe allotted to a patient. So if you swipe it, a patient name pops up on the screen, and on the right hand side in the Raspberry Pi, the database is updated. This blue key fob stores the, maybe it can be attached to various devices. I've tagged it as a EKG sensor. So when it is touched, the database is subsequently updated. So what exactly are we doing? Like, we can have these collection of various building blocks to come up with a consolidated system. So if you look at the topmost figure, we have a data collection unit under which we have various building blocks, a RFID building block, a power block, a microcomputer building block, which is an Arduino in this case. For the data storage, we have various adapters. We have a Raspberry Pi on which the database is hosted as a proof of concept. Then we can have a time series database. For this, we are using InfluxDB. We have a relational database to store the patient information and stuff. For this, we are using MySQL, and the Grafana is being used for visualizing the data remotely, and it can be also manipulated to show the system state of the devices. So we have RFID for identifying the device and the patient as in the location of the device, and we have the power block for checking whether the device is actually being used or not, or what is the condition of the device, what is the power draw, whether it is above normal or whether it requires maintenance or not. and so on. So main highlights are this demonstrator is a non-intrusive demonstrator. No significant changes in hospital infrastructure would be required. And the whole thing is containerized. Like the individual databases are containerized. If you want to update them in the future, that can be easily done and they can be replaced with some other database as per the end infrastructure's requirement. So that's it. Sorry for rushing through. Yeah, questions?
Anand, thank you. Are there any questions? I had one question.
I've got a question, Alexander, if you want. David Scott here.
Yeah, please go on.
Yeah, just a question. You've obviously got some great ideas. What do hospitals currently do for monitoring utilization of devices and beds? Because presumably there's an existing system or system. So what's the current state of play?
Currently, as per our interview, mainly relying on the interview we took, we were given the feedback that everything is like there is no fixed criteria. Like for the clinical, if you consider the clinical engineers, like if you ask them, I need a EKG monitor for a patient, so they will either get one from the store or they will try to reallocate one which is already lying somewhere. So the major problem was it's very time consuming to locate where exactly is the device. Is it actually being used or is it being lying in some room or in the store? And whether it, even if it is found, so how usable is that device? Does it require some maintenance? Like maybe it has been used for 20 days straight. So, you know, you cannot expect it to function properly without going through basic maintenance checks and stuff. So I think based on the interviews, there are needs, but yeah, we need to go for more interviews, I guess.
Maybe I can add to that because I've been supervising the student. So basically, there's a big difference between your medical devices and medical input towards like digital your digital records for the patient, and then the like in the physical environment, like, you know, for example, temperature of fridges and like kind of these things that I mentioned. There was a large investment by the NHS into like in patient monitoring and keeping those keeping that information, but the physical space was not. Yeah, the physical and the operationalizing of the monitoring of the equipment has not actually been invested in at all, pretty much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
There was another question from Max. Have you investigated Bluetooth BLE technology for monitoring ESP32?
Yes. So I can't see the chat. Just a moment. I'll stop this share. Yeah. Actually, I have tried both. For a different purpose, we were using BLE as well as we are trying the ESP32. Since the whole system we are trying to come up with this demonstrator, it consists of the end devices which will be at the device end of the patient, and then there has to be a small gateway device. Typically, we are focusing on Raspberry Pi. So if we go for BLE, there is a very severe restriction of the number of devices that can simultaneously connect. I guess it is around 20 to 30 devices at most. So that would severely restrict the number of devices that can be simultaneously monitored in a very big environment like a hospital. So hence the choice of going for a wireless-based monitor. Otherwise, in terms of the data rate, yes, Bluetooth is definitely faster. Range is a bit low, but it's actually pretty easier to get the Wi-Fi thing working in terms of both range as well as the number of devices that can be simultaneously supported.